Hi, folks. This is an audio commentary on pages 74 to 75 in London and Stone's text, A Short Course in Photography. So, your eye, these two pages talk about the difference between the effectiveness of the human eye and the only partial effectiveness of current technology at capturing all of the lights and darks in a scene. So typically, when you shoot a single picture, you have to choose the lights and darks that are most important to you, and you, in a sense, ignore certain lights and darks. Now this, I have to say, only happens in areas where you have extreme differences between lights and medium and dark shades. So the picture on the right, page 75, was a picture that had so many different lights and darks in it that the eye could see, but the camera could only see a part of it. So in digital photography, if you decide that you're going to be studying this kind of lighting, which is a very, very mysterious and kind of a cool kind of lighting, you're going to need a tripod, and you're going to need to know how to bracket your exposures. And finally, you're going to need some software, which could be Photoshop, it could be Lightroom, or it could be an app that you download. And what that does is it creates a high dynamic range. So I just want to look at the picture in the center of page 74. And you'll see that there is a histogram, which is a very good symbolic representation of how much the sensor can see. So I'm looking at the entire histogram from left to right. Okay, the left-hand portion is kind of ghosted out, and the right-hand portion is kind of ghosted out. And then the bright yellow represents what the camera can see, and the ghosted out portions show you that the human eye can see more on the left and more on the right. And of course it will see what the camera sees in the middle. So I've kind of graphed this out a little bit, and the extreme right tip of the histogram, way over by the control wheel, I call that 0. And then where the bright yellow starts on the right side, I call that 20. And then right in the middle, we'll say it's 50. And then the left part of the bright area, I'm calling 80. And then we go into that kind of ghosted out zone way over by the other side, by the left side, and that's 100. So now what this camera is set to do is to record all of the lights and darks between 20 and 80. Your eye can see all of the lights and darks between 0 and 100. Make a quick look at the picture on the right, the big picture on the right. Now we're seeing what the eye sees. We're seeing all 0 to 100. Well, how do they do that? You're going to have to put your camera on a tripod. You're going to have to shoot the first exposure at what the meter says. And then you're going to have to overexpose, and you're going to be picking up your lighter areas. So you might get 0 to 60 in that exposure. And then you're going to have to underexpose, and you might get 100 to 30 in that one. And then you have 3 files which capture detail in different portions of the dynamic range. So here is where the magic comes in. You load those into a folder. You make a folder, drop it into your desktop, and it's 3 photos of a building. And then you go to Photoshop and you go to File, Automate, and then you find this thing called Photo Merge, and you point the browser at the folder, and it will do a merge of all 3 of those pictures, and you'll come up with a high dynamic range photo. So just wanted you to know that that's possible in the future.